Good afternoon, Hawks. This is Josh Wellikson, proud principal of Esencia. Hopefully you enjoyed the book yesterday because I know I loved it. What I didn't realize is that we had some birthdays since we left on Friday. So I would like to send out some special happy birthdays too. So let's begin with on Saturday, we had a birthday in Mrs. Cuevas' class. Happy birthday to Cambria Grant. In Mrs. Welch's class, happy birthday to Annabella Lee. And then on Sunday, happy birthday in Mrs. O'Neill's class to Bianca Gonzalez. In Mrs. Sweeney's class, happy birthday to Gray Rogers. And then we had some birthdays on Monday. In Mrs. Clark's class, happy birthday to Titan Phillips. Happy birthday in Mrs. Whitaker's class to Emma Jing. And today we have some birthdays. Happy birthday in Mrs. Morris's class to Ketsa Amaro Lopez. Happy birthday in Mrs. Whitaker's class to Luke McGregor. Happy birthday in Mrs. Jones's class to Camden Pykukanis. And happy birthday in Mrs. Thatcher's class to Parker Riviera. Happy birthday to you all. So today's book is The Plot Chickens. It's about some sort of chicken, I guess. Henrietta loved to read. Soon she had read every book on the farm a dozen times. So she went to town to find more. When she spotted people carrying books out of the library, she went inside to wait in line. When it was Henrietta's turn, the librarian said, "We have nothing for chickens here. Try the feed store." Frustrated, Henrietta clucked at the top of her lungs. "Mack, mack, mack." "Well, why didn't you say so?" The librarian handed her 3 books. Henrietta was in reading excitement. Every day, she read to her aunt, then returned the books to the library for more. Here she is reading to all of her other chickens. One day, Henrietta said, "Reading books is so much fun. Writing books must be excellent." She searched the shelves until she found a book about writing. The librarian was impressed. When she got home, Henrietta read, "Rule 1, you need a main character." "That's me, Aunt Golda. I'm the main hen here." "The character should be interesting." "That's me." "No, that's me." Aunt Golda won because she was the oldest. Henrietta found a typewriter and began to peck out a story. Once upon a time, there was a hen named Aunt Golda. Rule 2 of a story. You need to hatch a plot. A plot of land? No. A plot is what happens in the story. It starts with Rule 3. Give your main character a problem. I don't want any problems. Me neither. No way. Then I'll make up a character. Once upon a time, there was a hen named Maxine. Rule 4. Develop your plot by asking, what if? What if Maxine goes into the woods alone? Her mother should tell her that's dangerous. Maxine went walking alone in the woods, even though her mother told her it was dangerous. Something bad will happen. A wolf might follow her. Suddenly, Maxine saw a wolf following her down the path. Then the wolf catches Maxine. The end. Good story. Maxine can't be caught. She must save herself. What if she shoots the wolf with a cyberspace ray gun? The wolf is toast. The end. Good story. That's silly. Hens don't have guns. Rule 5. Write what you know. What if she hides? We hide from hawks every day. Maxine hid under the bush. Then the wolf gets bored and leaves. The end. Good story. He can't leave yet. Rule 6. Build suspense. Build a fence? Suspense to make the reader worry. The wolf sniffed. I smell a delicious young hen nearby. He started creeping toward Maxine's hiding place. Then he eats her. The end. Good story, right? Nope. Not yet. Rule 7. Make your story come alive by using all 5 senses. Maxine heard the wolf growl as she came closer and saw his sharp teeth and smelled his wolfy bad odor. When he was nearer still, she felt the heat of his icky breath. When he stuck his head through the leaves, Maxine tasted the bile rising from his gizzards. Then Maxine dies of fright. The end. Good story, right? That is not the end. Endings are the hardest part. Maxine's mother swoops in to save her in the nick of time. No, Rule 8. The main character must solve her or his own problem. Maxine gathered her courage. Then she plunged her sharp beak into the tip of the wolf's tender nose. The wolf howled in pain and ran off, never to be seen again. The end. Good story. It's not a good story. It's a great story. Now, I'll revise it until it's perfect, then send it to the publisher. Dear publisher, I'm sending you The Perils of Maxine, a book about a chicken. I'm well qualified to write this story because I am a chicken. I know how chickens think and feel and what a chicken likes to read. Excitedly yours, Henrietta. Many months later, the publisher sent a rejection letter. Dear Mrs. Henrietta, we do not publish books written by chickens. Even if we did, we wouldn't want this one. We didn't like it. Don't quit your day job. Have a nice life. Hunter Fox, editor. The ants were devastated, but Henrietta vowed not to give up over one rejection. I'll make my own book. So she got her paints out with the yellows, plus yellow plus magenta, yellow, magenta plus cayenne, yellow, magenta, cayenne plus black, and slowly made her book. When her book was finished, Henrietta gave one to the librarian. Your book should be reviewed, the librarian said. Send it to the corn book. So Henrietta mailed it off. When the corn book review came out, it said, Henrietta, The Perils of Maxine, 12 pages. Henrietta lays an egg with her first book. We hope that this is her last book. The Perils of Maxine shows why chickens should never write. It's odoriferous. Noah-like. Odoriferous means it stinks. End of story. I'm going to keep writing. Henrietta said, but her feelings were hurt. And a little voice inside her kept saying, chickens shouldn't ever write. Henrietta's heart wasn't into writing anymore. She even stopped going to the library. But her aunt missed hearing Henrietta read, so they bugged her until she went to get some books. Henrietta was embarrassed. Had the librarian seen that awful review? The Perils of Maxine by Henrietta, voted the best book of the year by our story, Our Children. The children love your book. Will you read it to them? When Henrietta went into the story room, the children cheered. She read with dramatic expression. Of course, all the children heard. But it didn't matter. They knew the story by heart. And here's the story, The Perils of Maxine. Once upon a time, there was a hen named Maxine. Maxine went walking alone in the woods, even though her mother told her it was dangerous. Suddenly, Maxine saw a wolf following her down the path. Maxine hid under a bush. The wolf sniffed. I smell a delicious young hen. He started creeping toward Maxine's hiding place. Maxine heard the wolf growl, and he came closer. She saw his sharp teeth and smelled his wolfy body odor. When he was nearer still, she felt the heat of his icky breath. When he stuck his head through the leaves, Maxine tasted the bile rising from his gizzards. Maxine gathered her courage. Then she plunged her sharp beak into the tip of the wolf's tender nose. The wolf howled in pain and ran off, never to be seen again. The end. I agree with the children. That was a great story. I know my little hawks have a ton of stories. I would love for you to share them with me. If you have a story, please have your parents email it to me. But today I have a challenge for you. I'm going to post this on our Facebook page. The link is in your parents' email message. I am challenging you to make a drawing and put our slogan, "I'm an Esencia Hawk and proud of it," in it. Then post the picture in the comment section of the Facebook video. On behalf of the Hawk staff, we miss you, we love you, and when the time is right, we can't wait to have you back in our classes. I'm an Esencia Hawk and proud of it.